You need three basic tools to get started in wholesaling real estate, and that's it. Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Graylan Stewart. I am a real estate investor and I run a wholesaling company nationwide. So today's video, I'm going to talk about three basic tools that you must have to get started in wholesaling real estate. A lot of people try to overcomplicate this whole business, and yes, it can be difficult in some aspects, but at the same time, you got to start with the basics, okay? So, side note, disclaimer, whatever you want to call it, obviously, you need a laptop or a desktop and a cell phone. That's a given in any kind of online or virtual type business that you're going to do. So I'm not counting those because those are just basic necessities of life in this day and age. So I'm not counting those things. I'm assuming you're watching YouTube that you probably have those things right now. Okay. All right. So the three basic things you have to have when you get started in wholesaling real estate. First thing you need somewhere to be able to put your leads, okay? And these are not in any particular order, but you need these three things. So the first thing is somewhere to put your leads. I don't care if that's a yellow tablet. Where's my yellow tablet? Or a white tablet. Whatever you want to do to actually write your leads down. I mean, that's how I started out, and it worked just fine, to be honest. But I'm super organized, so I was able to do it that way, and to keep it organized, to be able to go back through my notes and follow up with people accordingly. But most people aren't as organized as I am, I'm finding. So I definitely suggest maybe using some type of basic generic CRM. It doesn't have to be complicated, just somewhere that you can actually store information to keep track of your leads. I mean, you have to have somewhere to put their name, address, phone number, and the notes that you take every time. And then something holding you accountable to actually be able to follow up with those people on a day-to-day or at least a weekly basis, okay? So that's the first thing. You need something to track your leads with, whether that's a CRM or a simple little yellow or white tablet, okay? Either way you do it, you need one of those two things, because without that, you're going to be lost. If you use sticky notes or something crazy like that, those are going to get placed all over the place. You're going to lose them. It's going to drive you crazy. Even a notepad eventually will drive you crazy. The more leads that you get, the crazier that could be. But initially, I think you could probably handle it with several dozen leads in that. But after a while, it does get overwhelming. So I suggest using a CRM quickly. Thereafter, if you do a month or two of doing a notepad, definitely convert to a CRM eventually. You can use something like Podio. I think their basic version is free or almost free at least. Even an upgraded version that's still super cheap is like, I think it's $24 a month or something like that. So there's super affordable things out there. And Podio, a lot of real estate investors use. I use it myself. So it's definitely a really good tool. Of course, mine ends up being like $300 or $400 a month, just because I have a lot of things built into it and a lot of team members built in, because you get kind of charged based on the members that are using it as well. But either way, nevertheless, Notepad or a simple CRM, okay? You have to have that to be able to put your leads somewhere, okay? So the next thing that you need is a list of sellers. So you have to have somebody to call or somebody to market to. No matter what kind of marketing channel you choose, you have to have a list of some sort, okay? So if you're going to cold call, or you're going to direct mail these people, or maybe you don't have a list at all, but you need a list of sellers. Maybe it's just Facebook ads that you're using to bring that list to you. Nevertheless, you end up with a list of people calling you. And that's even more important if you do Facebook or some of those other types of marketing where people call you as opposed to you reaching out to them. Then you definitely need a CRM to be able to track those people calling in, so you don't get those lost and you waste money on marketing. So you need some sellers, whether you buy lists or you drive for dollars or you do some type of marketing to bring calls in, okay? You need a list of sellers to talk to, okay? The last thing that you need, and it's super important in my opinion, you need a tracking phone number. Not only do you not want to use your personal cell phone because of potentially safety reasons, or just having crazy sellers with your actual phone number is never a good idea, because a lot of them, a lot of people that contact us are irate sometimes. Why are you calling me? What do you want? Leave me alone. I don't have a house to sell. Blah blah blah. The list goes on. So you never want to use your own personal phone number. So you definitely need some type of tracking phone number, and you can get a free number with Google Voice. I use the Google Voice even today for my marketing business. We've been in business 10 years, and that phone number just forwards to my cell phone or whatever number you want it to forward to, or you don't have to forward it at all. It'll just ring on my phone, and it just comes up as the Google Voice app, so I'll know when that phone rings, it's my marketing company phone number ringing. So I already kind of know or have an idea of who's calling me and why they're calling. Okay, but a good alternative to Google Voice, a much better alternative, is CallRail. CallRail, probably most investors use CallRail. Back when I joined, and I think it might be the same, I'm not sure. I know they're going through some different changes right now, but I believe it's still, you get 10 phone numbers for $30 a month. I mean, that's pretty unbelievable if you really think about it, to be able to get 10 tracking phone numbers for $30. So if you did a driving for dollars list, you can use a phone number for that. If you have a sign on your car even, or a business card, you can do a different phone number for that. If you end up doing some cold calling, you can use a different phone number for that. If you did happen to do a Facebook ad or something and you have a phone number to call back, you can have a different phone number for that. If you did any kind of advertising out there at all, you can have, I always suggest doing different phone numbers. Even when we do direct mail, we have different numbers for different types of lists that we use, and we keep those numbers forever. I mean, at this point, I have over 300 phone numbers, but they all tie into different types of marketing, different types of lists. You don't have to get that granular ever if you don't want to. I'm just super detail oriented. But, I know some people that they just have, their 10 phone numbers and that's all they need. Or maybe you have 20 phone numbers. You just want to track your marketing so that you know where your money is being best spent. Okay, so now you can buy those lists. I've talked about on many other videos. You can buy those lists on ListSource. There's Atom Data. There's PropStream. There's foreclosuresdaily.com, I think. There's all kinds of different lists out there you could buy. I always suggest PropStream. Because you pay like 18 cents a lead off of ListSource, which can get very expensive, or if you're lucky enough to have a discount code or something else like that, you might be able to get them at 3 cents, but even that is a couple $100 per list. If you just buy PropStream, it's $97 a month. I think they give you a 7-day free trial anyways. I have a link in the description to where you can actually get that at a discounted price. You get the free trial on that, and it helps me out a little bit. But besides that, I only promote things that I actually use, so that's not important to me. But the fact is, you get 10,000 records per month with PropStream, so you can pull a lot of leads. 10,000 leads per month for $97 is crazy. But not only that, that's how we actually analyze every deal that comes in our pipeline. So my acquisition manager is always logged into PropStream all day, every day. And that's why we typically, you can see I have 3 screens. I got my laptop and my 2 screens there. Just because we always have PropStream up on one. We've got our CRM up on the other one. And then the third screen, might just be whatever else that we're pulling. We're typically looking at a lot of different things, Zillow, stuff like that. So the other one's just kind of a free screen that we can browse around, but we always have those 2 popped up. We've got the lead right in front of us. That's what the third screen is typically, is our calling system. If you're using CallRail, it's CallRail, because you can dial out. You can use that as your dialer too. It just doesn't do multi-dialer, but if you're just making phone calls and getting phone calls in, CallRail is sufficient. But we use ZenCall as far as our cold callers use that on a day-to-day basis. And also all of our leads come in through that. and it's all tracked through CallRail still, but it's all through ZenCall. That's how they make and receive calls, my acquisitions. Anyways, so that's really it. People try to complicate this, but it's not really complicated. Obviously, it's a given that you need your laptop and cell phone. You know, anybody this day and age has that, but you just need your CRM or your notebook. Either way, you need your tracking phone number so that you can track the leads when they come in, and then you just need a list of people, whether you're buying a list or you're doing marketing to bring the list to you. And that's the three things you need. Because once you start talking to sellers, you're going to end up getting deals. But you can't get those, you can't manage those once you get into bigger volumes of leads without a CRM. And you definitely want to track it so that you know what kind of money you're spending on different lead sources and if they're worth it or not. And if you don't track them, then you don't know. So you have to measure it. So anyways, hopefully all of that made sense. I hope you got value from that video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. I'd appreciate that. And subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I upload pretty much every day, so hit the notification bell and you'll be informed every time I do a new upload. So anyways, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks a lot.